Hello, America! JOC here with your Ranting Politics headline updates, where we are diving into today's most explosive political stories that you need to know about. Coming up, we have got a packed show for you today. From Columbia University losing hundreds of millions in federal funding to Trump's latest moves on Iran, plus some major developments in vaccine research and surprising comments from Governor Newsom. We're cutting through the noise to bring you the stories that matter. Look, I'm not here to tell you what to think. We're just diving straight into the facts, serving up the latest headlines with a side of common sense, and maybe just a dash of well-deserved snark. No partisan games, just straight talk about what's happening in our country right now. Stick around for all this and more in your daily dose of unfiltered news and common sense commentary. This is Ranting Politics Headline Updates. In a major move that's sending shockwaves through higher education, the Trump administration has just pulled approximately $400 million in federal funding from Columbia University. The decision comes after months of controversy over the school's handling of antisemitism on campus. The Federal Anti-Semitism Task Force, which includes the Departments of Justice, Health and Human Services, and Education, cited the university's failure to comply with anti-discrimination laws. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon didn't mince words, stating that Jewish students have faced relentless violence, intimidation, and harassment on campus while being ignored by those meant to protect them. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. We're talking about roughly 8% of Columbia's taxpayer funding getting yanked, with potentially more cuts to come. The timing couldn't be more significant, following a series of incidents since Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel. Columbia's campus has been a hotbed of tension, with protests escalating to the point where students actually set up a tent city and occupied Hamilton Hall last spring. And get this, despite all the chaos, only 4 students were suspended. Even Hamas publicly endorsed the demonstrations, which should tell you something about how far things have gone. Jewish students have been fighting back through legal channels, with one student even settling for $395,000 after being disciplined for using, and I kid you not, novelty fart spray against anti-Israel protesters. The university's former president, Manoush Shafik, resigned last August after downplaying pro-jihadist slogans as merely hurtful rather than anti-Semitic. Columbia says they're reviewing the announcement and pledges to work with the federal government to restore funding. But here's the kicker. They've reportedly been stonewalling the government's requests for information needed for their civil rights investigation. With over $5 billion in total federal grant commitments under review, this could be just the beginning of a much larger financial reckoning for the Ivy League institution. Breaking news from the Oval Office. President Trump has just warned we're down to what he calls the final moments in preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. In a dramatic development, Trump revealed he's taken the extraordinary step of reaching out directly to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, through a personal letter, pushing for new nuclear negotiations. During his remarks to reporters, Trump made it clear he's pursuing a two-track approach. While emphasizing his strong preference for a peaceful resolution, he didn't shy away from keeping military options on the table. As he put it, there are 2 ways Iran can be handled, militarily or you make a deal. The president stressed he's hoping for the latter, noting, "I'm not looking to hurt Iran. They're great people." This marks a significant shift in strategy from Trump's 2018 decision to withdraw from the Obama-era nuclear agreement, which he had criticized for lacking adequate safeguards. Despite recent speculation about potential military coordination with Israel, Trump took to social media to shut down rumors that the U.S. was planning to blow Iran into smithereens. However, the president did issue a stark warning regarding any potential assassination attempts against him, stating he's left clear instructions that such actions would result in devastating consequences for Iran. This comes as federal investigators have revealed Iranian efforts to target Trump and former administration officials in retaliation for the 2020 killing of General Qasem Soleimani. While Iran's UN mission claims they haven't received Trump's letter, the president's latest diplomatic overture represents a crucial moment in this high-stakes nuclear standoff. Make sure to follow us on X for updates on this story, as we're watching a delicate balance between diplomatic engagement and military deterrence play out on the world stage. Stay with us as we take a quick break to hear from our lead sponsor, whose support helps make this show possible.
Is your home's landscaping, exterior style, or outdoor space ready for a transformation? Whether you're lakeside or curbside, make the most of your property with Garden and Grow Design, your premier digital landscape designers. At Garden and Grow Design, we specialize in increasing the value and beauty of your home by crafting elegant outdoor living spaces. Our experienced and creative designers use cutting-edge 3D technology to blend seasonal colors, perennial blooms, and stylish hardscapes into your ideal garden. And the best part? It's all designed for minimal maintenance. Don't just imagine your perfect yard. See it first with our innovative digital designs. Whether it's a serene waterfront retreat or a chic patio for entertaining, we bring your outdoor dreams to life. Ready to grow? Visit www.gardenandgrowdesign.com to start your journey toward a breathtaking landscape today. Garden and Grow Design, cultivate beauty, cultivate life.
In a dramatic escalation of political scrutiny, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey is demanding the Department of Justice launch an investigation into former President Joe Biden's cognitive state during his presidency. Bailey's explosive request centers on whether Biden's alleged mental decline allowed unelected staffers to push through radical policies without his full awareness or understanding. Bailey argues that if Biden wasn't fully cognizant when signing executive orders and other presidential directives, these actions could be legally void under constitutional law. The Missouri AG specifically pointed to concerning patterns of behavior, including reports that high-ranking Democrats, including former Vice President Harris and former Senate Majority Leader Schumer, allegedly attempted to limit direct access to Biden during his presidency. According to Bailey's letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, the barriers around Biden were unusually restrictive, with staff reportedly controlling his information sources and limiting his ability to communicate freely with others. Bailey suggests this level of control went beyond typical presidential gatekeeping, raising serious questions about who was actually making crucial decisions during Biden's term. This request comes amid ongoing Republican efforts to scrutinize the Biden administration's actions, despite their party now controlling both Congress and the White House. Bailey, who has served as Missouri's AG since 2023, has positioned himself as a leading voice in questioning the legitimacy of Biden-era executive actions. The Department of Justice has yet to respond to Bailey's request, but this move represents another chapter in the continuing debate over presidential fitness and the constitutional implications of potential cognitive decline in our nation's highest office. In a significant shift that's sure to reignite one of medicine's most contentious debates, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is reportedly preparing to launch a comprehensive study examining potential links between vaccines and autism. According to sources familiar with the matter, this marks a notable departure from the CDC's long-standing position on the issue. The Department of Health and Human Services has emphasized that this initiative aligns with President Trump's recent comments about skyrocketing autism rates in American children. An HHS spokesperson stated that the CDC is committed to leaving no stone unturned in its mission to understand what's happening, promising both high-quality research and unprecedented transparency. While specific details about the study's methodology remain under wraps, medical experts are already weighing in on its implications. Dr. Nicole Safier notes this represents a remarkable shift in approach, likely driven by persistent public pressure for greater transparency. She emphasizes that the study's success will ultimately depend on implementing rigorous, unbiased, and transparent research methods. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has addressed the matter in recent statements, emphasizing the shared responsibility to protect public health while ensuring accurate information about vaccine safety reaches the public. Kennedy stressed the importance of engaging with communities to understand their concerns and provide culturally competent education about vaccines. The CDC's current website maintains that existing studies show no association between vaccines and autism spectrum disorders. However, they acknowledge ongoing parental concerns about this issue. This new research initiative suggests a willingness to re-examine this complex topic with fresh eyes and modern research methods. According to reports, this study will be one of the largest of its kind. though the exact scope and timeline remain to be announced. In a surprising break from traditional Democratic Party positions, California Governor Gavin Newsom has taken a firm stance on transgender athletes in women's sports, calling the situation deeply unfair. The governor made these remarks during the inaugural episode of his new podcast in a conversation with conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Despite his long-standing reputation as an LGBTQ ally and his pioneering role in same-sex marriage rights, Newsom's position on this particular issue aligns more closely with conservative viewpoints. The governor, who has been speculated as a potential 2028 presidential candidate, was notably direct in his assessment of the fairness concerns in women's sports. This stance becomes even more significant given California's current laws, which allow transgender athletes to participate in school sports matching their gender identity. Newsom acknowledged this existing legislation while still maintaining his position on the fairness issue. During the discussion, Newsom balanced his views by emphasizing the importance of showing compassion toward transgender individuals, highlighting their increased risks of suicide, anxiety, and depression. He called for maintaining dignity and respect in these conversations while addressing competitive fairness concerns. The governor's comments have sparked immediate reaction from LGBTQ advocacy groups, including the Human Rights Campaign, which criticized the timing of his remarks amid national discussions about restricting transgender rights. State legislators from the California Legislative LGBTQ Caucus expressed their disappointment, stating they were profoundly sickened and frustrated by the governor's position. This development comes just weeks after President Trump's executive order aimed at banning transgender athletes from women's sports, adding another layer of complexity to an already contentious national debate about transgender rights in athletics. And that wraps up today's headlines on Ranting Politics. We've covered some major developments, from Columbia University's substantial funding cut over antisemitism concerns, to Trump's diplomatic push with Iran, the call for investigation into Biden's cognitive state, the CDC's groundbreaking new vaccine study, and Governor Newsom's controversial stance on transgender athletes in sports. These stories showcase the complex challenges facing our nation and the ongoing evolution of political discourse across party lines. We'll continue monitoring these developing situations and bringing you the latest updates without the partisan noise. For more in-depth coverage and daily updates, follow us on X at RantingRP. You can also catch our full episodes on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Visit rantingpolitics.com for exclusive content and complete story archives. This is JOC signing off, and thank you, our loyal listeners, for choosing Ranting Politics headline updates. We'll be back soon with the updates you need to navigate these interesting times. Until then, stay tuned, stay informed, and as always, stay free.
Hey, you brilliant inventors and creators. Have you crafted a product that's ready to break out from the digital world and hit the physical shelves? Imagine your creation sitting proudly in stores like Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, where 90% of purchases still happen. Well, it's time to turn that vision into reality with Product Fury. At Product Fury, we specialize in bridging the gap between online innovation and retail giants. In fact, we have secured millions of dollars of royalty deals for dozens of products at big box retail stores. Whether you're selling gadgets, home goods, or anything innovative, we're here to amplify your reach. Don't keep your product confined to the web. Visit www.productfury.ai today to submit your information for a free product evaluation. Let's get your products out of the internet cloud and into customer carts. Remember, that's productfury.ai. Make the leap from clicks to bricks and see your product thrive in the bustling aisles of major retailers. It's your time to shine on the big stage. Visit us now